All right, we are finally to the brass tacks of the matter. It's day 2, FBU Top Gun 2013. Getting to see a little wide receiver and defensive back drill behind us here. Now, we got some of the best high school football players in the country. In the future, we're doing a job of identifying who's going to be the top players in the cities from coast to coast. I'm with David Hill. He's the National Recruiting Director of I-350. Dean, it is great to see you again, my man.
Neil, always. You're looking good. You've lost weight. I'm not the...
Am I really?
Well, you look good. You look svelte. Okay, you're ready to get out
I'm
there.
ready to run the post.
I might have you do that. I might evaluate that.
I-350, for those who don't know, tell us what it is.
Let's start with what let's define it. And so that I stands for impactful level athletes, guys that really make a difference in the ball game. It's the kind of guy that when coaches have to set up a game plan, you don't want that guy to beat you, okay? Because he makes such an impact, makes a difference in the ball game. So that I is for impact. The 350 is symbolic of the top 200 youth players in a given camp market and the top 100 high school players in a given market. So, or 150. And so that gets our 350. And so we put that all together and want to take the top kids possible. We put them on a watch list, take a look at what they can do. It's a 3-part process. So we'll scout, we'll evaluate or grade them, and then we want to recruit the best of the best into our camps and make our camps the highest quality that they can be, even better than they are now.
So essentially you're creating a system where you can identify the top players in the country. I mean, that's not an easy process to do because you've got so many good football players out there. So take me through, I mean, how do you begin to go into a city and say, okay, this guy's going to be the top quarterback, this guy's number 2. Where does it all begin from the regional level on?
I think it starts with quality people on the ground. There's no way that I can get around the 31 cities. So we have got some of the top recruiting geniuses around in our different camp markets coming in. Just like we brought in Top Gun, we brought the best of the best in here to train. So they're coming in this weekend, getting their final training, getting their final marching orders. These are guys that are used to getting out on the road, going to youth football games, practices, high school games and practices, and making a rapport with these coaches. Coach, who were one of your best players? That's the first question that you have to ask. Once you know who some of these guys are, go see what they do. So with your eyes on site, you see what they can do, see how they move, see how they function. You've got a tremendous system out there for getting film through Huddle or whatever it might be, YouTube. You can analyze both situations, both live and on film, and put together the best possible analysis that you can and grade these guys out and tell them, here's where I think you are as a football player, good or better than good or great, but yet coming to Football University says we can make you better because we can work on that technique and make you a great football player.
Well, those outlets are already there. I mean, you've got the U.S. Army National Combine in place, the FBU National Championship going into its 3rd season, and when you really want to hone down on youth players, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, that's right in your wheelhouse.
It's terrific, and there's going to be a real cooperation between our recruiting coordinators in a given camp market and that team director of that national championship team. 6,000, 7,000 kids involved with the national championship. There are plenty of youth athletes to go and see and evaluate right in our backyard. So we'll show up at a national championship tryout, okay, and see how many kids are there and evaluate those kids. We'll have games to evaluate them in. So we got plenty of platforms to go see the youth athletes where they may not be on a national scale. Okay, they're not in these prep magazines or what have you, but we'll go see them and we'll go assess them and let them know what kind of football player we think they are, good, to great, and make them better by inviting them to our camps and mixing it up with the rest of the athletes that are part of our camps, both those returning players and alums. And then we've got athletes out there that just found out about us by word of mouth, or they got on the website, or somebody told them about Football University, and they'll nominate themselves, and we'll evaluate that to some degree and bring them in. So it'll be a great mix of those 3 platforms in our camps.
Well, speaking of evaluating, assessing, behind us we have some action. If we look in on this, you watch a lot of film, coaches from all across FBU watch film. If you're looking to identify a guy maybe for the I-350 system or down the road, what are you looking on a specific drill like this?
Watch this guy coming off the line, 144, okay? Nice size. First thing we look at is, okay, here's a split receiver. Nice sized kid. He's probably easily about 6'3", maybe going 6'4". That's an ideal candidate for your high school programs. So you watch him come off the line, real quick, good hands, catches the ball.
How impressed with you have you been I mean, guys are spending time in the classroom. It's not just all here at Top Gun about getting on the field. They're learning the curriculum, staying fresh, keeping a top mind.
It starts there, because if you look at just the physical makeup, we go from head to toe. But it really starts here between the ears, understanding what it is that you're supposed to be doing, understanding the academic side of the game. So this part of it, when your feet move, they go in the right place. It takes you to where you want to go. The physical part of the body is there, obviously, but if this is not, you don't understand why it is that you have to break your route off. If the defensive back is 7 yards off, we're going to hitch it up. Okay, if he's up on you in press, that's a different type of route. You have to understand the analytics of the game too. So from that head-to-toe concept, that's what we're looking for as well too.
Well, let's check out another play here or two as these guys are giving it their all in the Columbus Heat.
You know, I look at guys coming up to the line of scrimmage, for example. That guy getting to the line of scrimmage in a hurry, because you want that defensive back. Now, watch the defensive back line up. You want to put a little fear in his eyes. Let's watch this guy come off the line of scrimmage. He wants to drive, okay? Good clean route. He breaks upfield. We look at that. We look at how they release off the line of scrimmage. What does their stance look like? Their start, but more importantly, their finish. You want to be able to be sure that you're selling that defensive back every single time. Those are the things we're analyzing. Not just did you catch the ball and score a touchdown. You know, you gotta do that too.
What's the process right now in going into cities, and how is it going along? August, you're going to launch your initial lists. You're in 31 cities. How's the journey been getting from where we were speaking in January to where you are now?
Well, everything is on paper. We've been discussing things by phone. I've been meeting with guys. We've been mapping out a strategic process that says we're going to go into 8 or so high schools a week. We're going to go to 10 or so youth games per week. And about mid-August, when the youth season kicks off, obviously the high school season will kick off then, we will be on the ground at those events, making contact with players, with the parents, obviously, and going through the process of recruiting, which to me is nothing more than relationship building. You know, like we build a relationship.
Sure.
Right? We have one.
We are good friends now. And I love that about you.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a relationship building in the end that makes that player feel good about what he's doing, the parents feel good about what they're doing, and there's a mutual relation that says that we think we can help you not only with where you're at now, with where you're going with this game as an athlete.
Always good to talk to you. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Thank you, Neil.
David Hill, I-350 National Recruiting Coordinator, FBU Top Gun 2013. We're going to check out more of the action.